Episode 7. Even picking up the quest was a struggle. The new server was absolutely packed. Back in Glory's history, when the second server launched, there were so many players that they completely packed the starter villages. Those online couldn't move, and those offline couldn't even log in. Ever since then, Glory has added temporary starter villages to every new server to handle the overflow. The tragedy of Server 2's launch was never repeated. The preparations for the 10th server were thorough, with each beginner village absorbing its share of the player surge. From a distance, the crowd was large, but far from overwhelming. Yet around the NPC handing out the quest, it was a completely different scene. Everyone needed this NPC to get their quest, and the moment they rushed forward, they instantly became a tangled mass. Glory didn't allow for body overlap or clipping through other players. So there they were, players packed in circle after circle, those inside trapped, those outside blocked. Many bounced up and down, trying to vault over the heads of others, but these brand new level 0 characters had terrible jumping ability, their hops far too low. Looking out, it was impossible not to think of bouncing and hopping, truly adorable. The beautiful poem went. Even the most skilled expert would be helpless in such a situation. Chen Guo, watching from the side, was absolutely delighted, wearing an I told you so expression. Finally, she glanced at Ye Xiu's character. Instead, she made a note of his name first, Lord Grimm. Amidst the endless, screen-flooding shouts from countless players, the situation gradually began to improve. So how did they solve it? They cleared an exit, letting players who'd gotten their quests slip out. That kept things moving. Guiding Lord Grimm, Ye Xiu painstakingly accepted all the quests one by one and began tackling them. This was the beginner village, after all, designed to help players get used to the game's environment and basic mission mechanics. They were all designed as tutorials, so Ye Xiu certainly didn't need to provide step-by-step guidance. After dealing with everything from snatching mobs to jostling in queues, basically every problem caused by the sheer number of players, the first wave of tasks was finally done. Throughout the process, Chen Guo would occasionally observe and offer her commentary. In the end, completing these ridiculously simple tasks actually took a full 2 hours. This made Ye Xiu sigh. What's so great about being a pro in the ocean of the people?
A true master is like a passing cloud.
Finally, all the quests are turned in. What a relief.
After turning in the final quest and leveling up, Ye Xiu turned his head to speak to Chen Guo. He looked over to see Miss Chen already slumped against the backrest, fast asleep. Her head was still tilted toward his screen, and this was her investigation into his all-night stamina. Ye Xiu shot a look of disdain, shrugged off his jacket, and tossed it casually over Chen Guo. He turned back to continue his pioneering journey. He opened his character panel. After completing this wave of quests, Lord Grimm now possessed 340 skill points. In Glory, learning and upgrading skills all required skill points, with different skills demanding varying amounts. They range from 10 to 50. Currently, a max level character at level 70 can earn up to 4,000 skill points by completing all the standard quests. But that's not the cap. The absolute maximum is 5,000. To get that remaining 1,000, you'll need a mix of luck and genuine skill. In Glory's 10-year history, not a single account has ever reached the full 5,000 skill points. Not even one Autumn Leaf, the battle god. That top-tier account only ever reached 4,840, still short by 160 points. 160 points. It's not a huge amount, but it's nothing to sneeze at either. If you poured it all into ultimate skills costing 50 skill points each, you could learn 3 more of them, or to raise a major skill by 3 levels for a top-tier expert. That's a huge advantage. So, during the newbie quests, you can ignore the ones that reward experience or gear, but you absolutely cannot pass up the ones that give skill points. On top of that, there are attribute point rewards. Glory characters have 4 core stats: strength, intelligence, stamina, and spirit. Strength influences attributes like physical attack, defense, and carrying capacity. Intelligence affects spell attack power and mana pool, while stamina naturally governs the amount of health. As for endurance and spirit, they enhance the effects of certain status skills and resistance to debuffs. These 4 core stats grow naturally with your character's level. However, their growth rates become unique to each class only after the level 20 job change. As for attribute rewards from quests, those are the same for everyone. Strength rewards are for strength, intelligence rewards are for intelligence. As a strength-based class, you can focus solely on quests that grant strength, but you're also welcome to do the ones that give intelligence. In other words, without the growth adjustments from a class change, a max level account that's completed all quests would have completely identical stats across the 4 basic attributes. Not a single point of difference. So, you've got to finish every single mandatory quest first, then use gear to boost the stats you actually need. That's why there's no point fussing over your attributes right now. After checking the stats, Yishu immediately had Lord Grimm spend his skill points. Glory's class change happens at level 20. Before that, a character has no class, or rather, has all classes. You can learn skills from every class tree. This allows players to fully experience all the classes, as long as they have enough skill points, helping them find the one they're truly interested in by level 20. The level 20 class change system will later refund your skill points to let you relearn. But after you specialize, you can only learn your class's skills. No more being a jack of all trades. Yishu might not remember how to do the beginner quests, or how to clear the starter dungeons, but he'd never forget the starter skills. Glory's skill balance was impeccable. Even the most basic skills have their uses. Everyone can choose their own skill set based on their preferences. After all, skill points are limited. Under normal circumstances, the 4,000 points you get at max level aren't enough to max out every skill. Not even 5,000 points would be, so you'll have to make choices. When it came to skill selection, a top-tier player like Yishu naturally had his own refined system. His character, One Autumn Leaf, was a battle mage, but Yishu himself was hailed as the textbook example of the class. How could he possibly be limited to just one class? To earn that title, he'd have to be a master of them all. Without a second thought, Yishu headed straight for the General Skills Trainer. There, he learned 2 skills available at level 5 Sprint and Roll. General skills are those that any class can learn. The 2 skills Yishu picked up were cheap, costing just 10 skill points each. This gave the character 2 new movement options. Sprint is a skill that boosts your movement speed. It has no cooldown, but it consumes stamina. Once your stamina runs out, you'll automatically revert to normal running speed and need to walk or stand still to recover it. Walking recovers it slower, while standing still is a bit faster. As for the roll, as the name implies, it lets your character tumble and move. Roll forward, roll back, roll left, roll right, roll diagonally, roll while walking, regular run, sprint run. Players can choose freely. There's no cooldown, but it consumes durability to perform. As for the class skills he'd learn next, Yishu already had a firm grasp. He knew exactly which ones would be most practical for him at this stage. First up is Sky Strike, a battle mage skill. Every class has this kind of launching attack. They all work the same way. It's a basic, high-utility skill that launches the target into the air. The higher the skill level, the greater the launch height and damage inflicted. Since Yishu's main character was a battle mage, he chose the battle mage's Sky Strike for his launch skill. Next, Dragon Tooth is also a straight thrust attack from the battle mage class. It could briefly stun an opponent. Since it was his main class's skill, Yishu picked it up without a second thought. Then he learned the Spitfire's Rising Shot, the Mechanic's Mechanical Pursuer, the Magic Knight's Ground Quake Wave, and the Grappler's Backdrop, the Ninja Shuriken, the Swordmaster's Sword Key, the Elementalist's Ring of Light and Electricity, the Cleric's Healing Art. These low-level skills don't require many skill points, all were under 20. With Lord Grim only at level 7, the potential for skill level ups was limited. In the end, with 340 skill points still to spare, Yishu didn't bother learning any more skills. In his view, this was more than enough to handle any situation he'd face. Yet the skill combination, crafted by a top-tier expert, any ordinary player who saw it would surely laugh.